Sorry, man. I just had a great meeting. Oh my god. Oh my god. I still got it. I still. Ooh. Damn. I won't lie. The deals I'm making right now. Oh my god. The deals I'm making right now, nigga. Oh my god. Woo! You know what? I wish one day I could meet like my great grandkids and be like, man, I made sure y'all never have to suffer. My great grandkids one day? Oh, man, never mind. My kids gonna be balling. You know what I mean? Because you gotta stack the paper before you start stacking the babies. You know, some of us ain't trying to have kids early, ain't trying to, you know, have like, you know, when I was younger, when I was still a lighty, you know, I had a couple scares, I won't lie. I had a couple scares, you know, when I was still a lighty, you know what I mean? And now looking back, do I regret it? No. No, I was too young to have a kid back then. You know? I don't regret it, but you know, who knows who does? You know? So that's my little vulnerability, but I didn't mention, you know, anybody. But I mean, like, you know, I could have had a youngin' right now. You know, I could have had a young 9-year-old or something. You know, but I don't have no kids right now. But so I can relate to someone not wanting to have a kid with the wrong woman, or someone having a kid at the wrong time. When you're younger, like you're lighty, when you're 20 years old, 19 years old, 21 years old, anything before 26, those mistakes, yeah, you can make. But when you're 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, never. You can't be making such mistakes at such a big age, man. You can't be making such a big age mistake. That mistake at such a big age, no. That one is not the one. You can't make that mistake is not the one, because the consequences are crazy at that point in time. Maybe you get the wrong girl pregnant, and you are in a serious relationship with a good girl who you guys are planning to have a family later on, and now you jeopardize that whole entire relationship. Now you lose this good girl. You know, one good girl is worth 1,000 bitches. You know what I mean? And it took me going through 1,000 bitches to get to one good girl, but I did it without making no kids with none of them bitches. None of them bitches. You know what I mean? So I feel for dudes who've got kids with women when they're like, Aish, and they look at and they're like, no, man, what was I doing? What was I thinking? You know, but you did that to yourself. You got to take responsibility. You got to take responsibility. If it was a mistake and you were a young child and whatever, there's nothing worse than being recognized in traffic and someone pulling over. You want to take a picture of me? What's wrong with you? So, get away from me. Mnandi. Otherwise, mali ngonjivat. Anka ivat. At least ivat inyana. Mara otherwise. Yes. Mara ngathi uyasleep manyana, uyajima. Stress. Sani manje? Ufunani? Benhlukene. Hayi, ungabhayisi. Lungisa. Sure. So, sorry, man. So yeah, So anyway, you know, I feel for my dudes, man. I feel for my homies. I feel for my homies, man. You know, but at a certain age, come on, as much as I feel for you, I can feel for you, but look at you and be like, nah, B. Nah, you can't allow such things to happen, man. You can't allow such things to happen and just not trust, you know, how you go about it. So now niggas coming at my timeline saying, hey, Mfana, why are you saying this? Why are you saying this about Dimples? What? Why are you entering his business and everything? Exe, by the time I heard about this Dimples thing, it was trending on Twitter. What am I going to do? It's trending. Say a trend, already. You understand? I was not there when this honey decided to send the screen grabs to wherever and everything. I wasn't involved. Mara, it's trending now. So now that it's trending, we discuss trending topics. That's the point of a trending topic, is that everybody chimes in and then, you know, talks about it. It's a trending topic. So, you know, Dimples is my dude. You know what I mean? I like Dimples. I fucks with Dimples. You know, he's never done anything bad to me. You know what I mean? You know, he's let me in at pop bottles even when I didn't have a ticket and stuff like that. He's, you know, he's been good to me. You know what I mean? I got no beef with Dimples. You know what I mean? You know, he owns the podcast. So I'll make a declaration. Of course, I've got my issues with Scoop. You know, the deadbeat dad. That is Scoop, who shouldn't be really giving advice about fathers and fathering and everything else. I don't think Scoop should be giving that advice, you know what I mean? But I liked what he had to say about the Keenan issue. And I'll get to that after I'm done with Dimples. Within this life. So, anyway, at the end of the day, it's a trending topic. We go through the thread, we read it, everybody reads it, but two human beings reading the same thing will not come to the same conclusion. Mina, I read that, and after reading it, because at first I saw the trending topic, and then before I read it, they say, you know, this girl has allegedly raped Dimples. No! That's the narrative Dimples wants to be out there, that this girl raped him. Doesn't mean it's true. That's the narrative he wants because he's the one that's charging her with the rape. That doesn't mean he was raped. It doesn't mean he was raped. So now everybody on the timeline saying DJ Dimples was raped and everything else. This girl should sue you guys for defamation of character. You're calling her a rapist. You're calling her a rapist. How? How are you guys calling her a rapist? Has a judge, as a court ruled that she's a rapist? No, you can't be calling her a rapist. You can't say DJ Dimples was raped. Say DJ Dimples alleges he was raped. Allegedly. 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 That's what DJ Dimples alleges. Now, we've got the information, we've got the exchanges, we've got her side of the story. His side of the story hasn't been told yet. He hasn't told his side of the story. I don't know whether he's going to tell his side of the story or he's going to wait to go to court to get to his side of the story. But let us not forget that the only way, or one of the ways in which a man can revoke his parental rights in an unwanted pregnancy, or if an unwanted pregnancy comes to term and a child is born and he wants to revoke his parental rights, is if he was raped in the conceiving of the child. That's one of the ways. I don't know if there are many ways. If you want to deny a child and you don't want to be responsible for the raising of a child and everything else, you can do so if you were raped as a man. Right? You can do so. I'm just saying, as a man, if you don't want to have the child, because this woman or this young lady is not saying she doesn't want to have the child. She says she doesn't believe in abortion from what we've been able to read from their exchanges, the conversation that she had with Dimples. They've had exchanges. So from what we've been able to read from the screen grabs, you understand? She wants to keep the child. Now, the thing that made me so touched by this issue and the whole entire thing is that she says the doctor says the child was conceived on the 20th of March. The 20th of March is my birthday. That's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's not the day I was conceived, but it's the day I was born. So this issue is close to me because, like, you know, I'm reading about this. I'm like, oh, this child was conceived on my birthday. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm interested. And it draws me into the story, and I'm like, okay, fine, let me read more, let me figure it out, let me apply my mind to this. And once I applied my mind, I thought to myself, no, man, I hear everyone saying that, no, Dimples didn't consent to the sex and whatnot. We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that he was too drunk to consent. We don't know that. We went there, we didn't breathalyze him, we didn't test him. We don't know that he actually forgot that he had sex with this girl. We don't know that. We don't know that. That's what he alleges. We can't prove that. We can't prove that he was too drunk to consent. And we don't know how drunk they both were because we don't know if they were both drunk. What if they were both drunk? What if they were both drunk? What if they were both drunk? Who's to say the one is more drunk than the other? The other one is too drunk, so the other one couldn't consent. We don't know what level of drunkenness, you know, they were at. And we don't know if by him not remembering what had happened before, it means that he didn't consent to it. Because I've driven home drunk before. Woke up in my bed and I didn't know how I got home. I don't remember the drive home at all. At all. This was when I still used to drink, you know, almost 11 years ago. Actually, this happened over 11 years ago. Or 11 years ago. You know, I didn't remember how I got home at all. But what I can tell you is that I wanted to go home. You understand? I can tell you that I woke up in my bed. So, and you know, it's gonna be like, it's about how he speaks and everything else, the animation. No, it's just like, you know, people question me and they attack your sanity. They're like, yo, no, are you well in their head? Like, how can you say that it's obvious? It's not obvious. It's not obvious. Let it go to court. Let them stand before a judge. Let all the evidence be read out and let a judge decide if Dimples was raped or not. Let us not all just be an echo chamber pushing this narrative, because when we push this narrative, we are calling someone a rapist. And on what grounds are we calling this person a rapist? Now that we know the story, right? Or we know her version of the story. On what grounds of her version of the story are we calling her a rapist? On the grounds that Dimples was too drunk to consent, according to us. We don't know that. We don't know that his lapse in memory of the events that happened prior to him actually consenting and then having unprotected sex with her, you understand, subsequently, we don't know that what happened prior to that was non-consensual. We don't know that. You understand? What if she didn't remember? What if they both woke up and then he asked her, yo, did we have sex last night? And she said, no, I don't remember. Could she then say, just because she doesn't remember, she was too drunk to have sex even though they were both drunk? And now it's now rape because she doesn't remember. Simply because she doesn't remember. She says, I don't remember what happened last night? If we had sex, it means that you must have raped me. Because then if I don't remember, it means that at the point at which we were having sex, there is no way I could have consented. What if she asked him, do you want to have sex? And he said yes. What if such, you know? We don't know. We do not know. We haven't got a clue. So for us to go out there, for the narrative to be painted that Dimples was raped, it's wrong. It's presumptuous. It's presumptuous. We cannot presume guilt. Let's presume innocence until proven guilty. And now everybody's like, no, but you guys don't. You guys, when it's the other shoe is on the other foot and everything else, that the reason why we do that is because we know that the justice system is not fair to women. We know that women do get raped and nothing happens to the perpetrators. We know that this thing happens. We know that. We know that. So as a society, we have decided to step ahead of the justice system when it comes to women. Men don't deserve the same protections because in all likelihood, they are perpetrators of rape rather than victims. So we do this as a society knowing that we are trying to balance out something in a system that is very complex and very difficult to fix. Women have been raped for years and years and years and years. You know, they've been victims of men's brutality for years and years and years, for centuries. We know this. So we cannot do for the one, which is the man, as we do for the other, which is the woman. Because the system is not fair to women. Now, is there an argument that the system is unfair to black men? Yes, that argument can be had, but it is even more unfair to black women. We are using sense, we are using intelligence here, we are using that Dimples was raped. It's not that cut and dry for me. It's not that simple for me. You know? It's not that simple for me, and so let us be fair to women, because we know that in most instances they are the victims. Now, it is alleged that this girl is only 21 years old. You understand? It is alleged that this girl is only 21 years old. I don't know how old what you call? Thank you. I look cute. Yes, good. I've always looked cute. It's just that, you know, I let myself go so that I wouldn't attract the wrong attention. But anyway, so at the end of the day, you know, let us wait until a court judges on this. Because from the information that is out there right now, to me, it does not seem like Dimples was raped. To me, it seems like Dimples is trying to find a way to get out of the responsibility of fathering a child. To me, that's what it seems like. It seems like he wants to get out of of being this child's father. You know what I mean? For me, it seems like he's trying to force this woman to have an abortion. That's what it seems like, you know? And I can relate to that. I know what it's like to have an unwanted pregnancy scare as a man. You know, I know what it's like to ask a woman to terminate a pregnancy that she doesn't want to terminate. You know, I've been through this experience myself. I'm giving you my vulnerability and where I where I relate to what he's going through. At the same time, I went through that when I was a lighty. When I was 20 years old or whatever, 19 years old. I was 19 years old at the time. You understand? So, at the end of the day, Dimples is a grown man. He's almost 40 years old. He's almost 40 years old. He's almost 40 years old. And from what I could tell from those messages is that he just doesn't want to have this child because it would be an inconvenience. And a child is evidence that you were unfaithful to whoever you're committed to at that point in time. Having a child out of wedlock is evidence that you're unfaithful. And dudes do this to themselves all the time. Dudes, stop this thing of ukfeba. This is what happens, maufeba. And maufeba mfana, and you find that you're in a serious relationship, you're building something with someone, you stand to lose if we are feba. If we are feba. Ungafebi dom. Feba nomuntu ngathi at least una something nje, like, you know, like ungafebi dom, nfeba dom indaba mafethu, nfeba dom, and then you try to get out of it, and then you now want to open cases of rape against young girls. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, nfeba dom bafethu. Asringeni var. Nfeba dom. So I believe that Dimples ufebe dom. You understand? Ufebe dom. This is a young girl, 21 years old. Come on, guys. "21 years old. You understand? Uyafeba ngapha, you wrong ngapha. Come on. Understand? And I know how it is. Like, bake bangifebela nami ngeke ngafeba before, you understand, in my life. So I know, but like, my febbing was at least with someone who's got something to lose, someone who knows that, hey, le mangang it'll be a problem. Or someone who has at least said, if you get me pregnant, I'm not keeping the child or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like, fortunately for me, you know, ngifebe slim. Ngasinda. Understand what I'm saying? Ngifebe slim ngasinda. Also, another thing is that if you're going to go out there, fana, ufebe, or like you're just gonna sleep with the random woman or whatever, you need to have a morning after plug. You need to have a morning after plug. You need to have one of your girlfriends, your girls. You understand? Back in my days on the streets, I'm a married man now, so I you know, but I still remember back in the days in the streets. Nah, I had my girl best friends, and if I ever had an emergency, I'd call them, I'd say emergency. She'd go to the pharmacy, she'd fill out the forms, she'd get me the morning after, clean, sharp, and then I'd go to the hun and I'd say, now I'm a morning after. You understand? So it is what it is. It is what it is. You see, the thing about having files, like I'm a files, whatever, the things I did in my past, you see, when you upgrade yourself, you get to a point where you get to marriage and stuff like that. When you get married, you can't get married if you've still got files and you've got secrets from your past that your wife doesn't know, because that's how you get divorced, and then you lose half of everything that you've worked for your whole entire life. You need to ensure that by the time you get to that stage of life, the person you're getting married to knows your whole entire file. They are someone who you know their whole entire file, so that there's full disclosure. Before we enter into a relationship where we're saying we want to be with each other forever, we need to take the steps that will prevent us from having a broken down marriage in the future. Same thing if you want to go on a long-term, like, serious relationship. Once you get to that stage, my friend, I'm giving you advice here. Nah, I'm giving you advice. Nah. So that even if whatever people want to say, you know, let's for example, if Umakwa says, oh no, I've got your files, you be like, fana keep allow my file, mfana. Why keep it? Because there's nothing that you know that my wife doesn't know. There's nothing anyone knows about me that my wife doesn't know about me. It is what it is. You know? That's the point I had to get to. So, I'm just saying, be serious, guys. Yegelani ukufeba dom, because ukufebe brings these problems in your relationships, brings these problems in your life. And then all of a sudden, you know, anyone from anywhere can throw a harpoon and you lose everything. You lose your credibility, you lose all these things. Next thing, you now need to charge girls with rape, whatever. Why are you doing things like that? Charging a 21-year-old girl with rape just because you got her pregnant. You got her pregnant, dog. What if that third round, which you consented to when she was on top, and you said, no, you don't want to come inside, and she said, no, you already came inside me twice. What if that's the round that got her pregnant? The one that we can prove that, okay, you consented to that round. That one we know, you consented to that one round. The third round, that one was on you, bro. What if that's the one that got her pregnant? On my birthday, by the way, 20th of March. What if that's the round? You understand what I'm saying? What if the first two rounds you didn't nut inside? What if now we go to court, clean, she says, okay, no, first two rounds he didn't nut inside. He doesn't remember, but Mina will tell you he didn't nut inside first two rounds. So now what? We can't tell. You're saying you don't remember. Now that you've said you don't remember, you must know that when you go to court, now, you don't remember. Don't forget, you said you don't remember what happened. You know? So, to anyone that's, you know, perpetuating this narrative, know that this girl can sue all of you. This girl can sue all of you for saying that she raped someone. We don't know that she raped, so she allegedly. The man alleges he was raped by the Gellings. The 2K. Abanga mfana. So rape ama 2K. Hayi ndoda. Never. Allegedly. Singakhohlwa. Hayi. Aye, fun. I won't say Orata scandal. This thing is trending. It's a trending topic. I don't follow anyone. I don't follow anyone on Twitter. All I see are trending topics. So now I mustn't use my Twitter now. Because you guys are saying, oh no, you're always... No, I'm going to comment on the trending topic. I comment on what's current affairs. Just like anybody else. If you can comment on it, I can comment on it. Now I can't comment on things. Why now? I've got no issues to fix with Scoop. Scoop needs to be there with his son. When his son does his homework, he must sign the homework book. He must stay with his son, live with his son. I've seen this in many families. Children who are raised without a father in the household, they suffer. They suffer later in life. I don't want Scoop's child to suffer. I don't want Scoop out there giving people advice on life and stuff like that. Mara, he hasn't given his child the daily advice his son needs. You understand? I don't want Scoop's son to see him on YouTube once a week. He must see him at home every day. That's what I want. I want that example. Same thing that I want for Makwa. I want him to raise his child to be a present father. I want him there. You understand? I want him to have his kids in his house. I'm not fighting with Makwa. I'm not fighting. I am being a big brother to him. I'm advising him. Because lenta yenzayo ihlazo. What he's currently doing. Ihlazo. I didn't teach him like that. I told him that as a father, you raise your kids right here. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. So as a soon-to-be father, Dimples, you know, it's now public knowledge. So we're going to comment on it. You know, now you host, you own a podcast comments on Indaba Zethu as well. So you know, it's fair game, yo. It's fair game. If you're in this media game, you're in this podcasting game, you're in this communicating Indaba current affairs game, you understand? You must understand that one day you are reading the news, tomorrow you are the news. One day you're the cock of the walk, the next day you're the feather duster. You know, we'll find out how great I am as a father once I finally have my children. But you know what? Children are a financial responsibility. And you heard Dimple saying, you know, eventing business has cost him. He can't afford to have a child. I'm not rushing to have a kid until I can afford to have my kids going to the best schools and everything else. You understand what I'm saying? It's very expensive. I've got a nephew. My cousin Spesihle, you know, I wrote a song about her. And you know, that's the thing. Sorry, man. I just got an email. I don't know. I got an email. Some letters of demand, some lawyers' letters are being sent to me. And that's another thing. It's like, yo, you can send as many lawyers' letters to me. I'm allowed as a human being to speculate on something that is current affairs. Anybody can speculate once something is a public thing. If I am the person who's introducing this thing to the public, that is one thing. But once it's a public matter that people are chiming in on, anybody is able to speculate on it. You know? So, I'm speculating. I can do so. You know? I'm speculating. Let me speculate. You can send your lawyers and everything. Man, I'm a lawyer, Wang Tu Simina. A lawyer is not a judge. A lawyer does what they're instructed to do. Some of you are commenting right now, I can send a lawyer's letter to you. I can tell the lawyer, your lawyer, please sue this person, sue for 1 million. And then when you get in your inbox, you see a lawyer is now suing you for 1 million or whatever, and you're wondering, Ish, what am I gonna do? Yo, bang for 1 million. No! For you to be able to pay that million, a judge in a court needs to say, hey, you must pay this million. You've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G damage. You must prove it. You understand what I'm saying? No, it's like you need to understand. Being a millionaire doesn't mean that you can afford to give your baby the life you want. What if I want my baby to have a helicopter that takes him to school every day? What if that's what I'm saving for? Relax. You don't know what I want you know? You don't know what I want for my kids. Relax, away. Didimala. Didimala. The lawyer does what they're instructed to do. You call your lawyer, you spend money. The lawyer is taking the money. Lawyer is saying, oh, thank you, yo. Hey, you want me to send a legal letter? Oh, thank you, yo. That's a check for me. That's a check for me. They'll take that check, send a legal letter, and hope for the best. I'm teaching you guys. Like, don't let lawyers' letters scare you. A judge, that's a different thing. A judge in the court of law, that is a different thing. But a lawyer's letter, now it's too many lawyers' letter again. What's a lawyer letter? Letter. It becomes a boxing match of lawsuits. Everyone sues the other. Mina, no. I don't have money to waste on lawyers' letters. I don't have money to waste on lawyers' letters. No. If I'm suing, I'm suing in the corner. Like a real thing. Something real. Something proper. Something proper. You understand? Something proper. So, you know? Okay, can you hear me now? I'm on Wi-Fi. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Are you hearing me now? Okay. Now you can hear me. Okay, cool. So anyway, what I was saying is that, you know, so the lawyers' letters that people send, let them send lawyers' letters and whatever, you know what I mean? Unless what you're saying is a lie and you need to retract it and whatever and apologize. Yeah, no. Sharp. But other than that, nah. So I've said what I've said about the dimples matter. You know what I mean? So that you guys don't take it out of context. I wanted to leave it on a live so that you guys can hear me expand on it. You know?